You know what? I would say something else cool, but bottom line, big shout out and much love forever for, of course, Vincent Price and Michael Jackson. NERDSoul. Late Ill Kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people, today? Oh yeah, we about to get into another wonderful episode of On Screen. This is the second one, so we got to keep it rolling. And Stranger Things is out. We can see it. We had a little teaser, but now we got our full look at what we're gonna get in Halloween. And bottom line is, we should have never brought Will back. And I know people are mad, but hear me out. Whenever you open a door or a gate or anything in something supernatural or horror, you don't get to control what else comes through that door. And you don't get to control what hitches a ride on the person that you bring back. I think, kind of like what Dean says in Supernatural, what's dead should stay dead. Or in this case, I guess Will was still alive, but what's over there should just stay over there. Now, I know what you're going to say. Will is just a young kid, and I mean, you know, you got to bring him back. But you see what's happening now, right? I mean, see what's happening now. So, anyway, we got the full squad of the young skillets back. They're hanging out, they're chilling. You know, they're doing their arcade thing. They're hanging out at school. They're wearing Ghostbusters uniforms. But you can see that gradually things are getting worse and worse, especially when it comes to Will and these visions that he's having. And it seems like something is coming to a head. So much so that not only are the visions getting weird, but what other people are experiencing is getting weird too. These group of friends are starting to feel that maybe Will isn't the same. And nobody really knows what's happening, but at least our trusty sheriff knows that it's coming from a certain particular point. We got some slime kind of goo going on. We get to see nice little like 80s parties. We get to see Dragon's Lair, and we get to see all the nice, wonderful, you know, old references that we want. But inside that is a deep, dark horror that I think is coming back from the other side. And the other side, or the upside down, or whatever you want to call it, it's not nice and it's not happy. And with these drawings that Will is coming with, I think that we might end up with a dead kid at the end of this, well, not episode, but at the end of these episodes. This season could end up taking Will out. But even though Will is going out, or possibly could go out, it seems that Ella's relatively okay and maybe coming back on our side as we see her reaching through at the end of the trailer. So my question to you with this is, do you think Will is dead? Do you think Will is Will? Do you think that Will is kind of tied to something that he brought over? Because I think he is. So holla at me, I'ma holla at you down in them comments about Stranger Things 2. I'm psyched. I think Will's gone though. I think he's gone. I don't think Will's Will. So anyway, of course, look, I love Will as much as you do, but I mean, hey, Barb, she ain't nobody give her no love. So I mean, Will can go too, all right? Just how it is. Next up is Star Trek Discovery. And before we go any further, big shout out to Shaniqua Martin Green, because girl, this is your trailer. Straight up, we get how life comes from chaos and how this whole world of trouble seems to be sparked from a moment that she initiated. But the beauty of this is we get to see how she is going to hopefully grow from the beginning of this trailer to someone who's going to have to make some serious decisions for the ship, because we see the Klingon Empire is rising back up. We see that they've been gone for some time and maybe the Federation has just forgotten about them. But seems that the Klingons are ready for some intense action. So much so that they get surrounded and attacked out of the blue. But inside of that, we have people running around the ship. We got this weird floating substance that, you know, she's dealing with. We have the captain that is trying not to fire first, but may have to fire first, or maybe face some major consequences. We have the ship. Of course, the ship is always in trouble, but we have what looks to be an incredible trailer. But before I go any further, I gotta remind you that you can find me at Black Hollywood Live. That's right, the first online network for African Americans. Extremely dope. And you can find them at blackhollywoodlive.com, where they have celebrity interviews, after shows, sports talk, geek, nerd, tech, the whole bang. And of course, you can find them for live streams at youtube.com/blackhollywoodlive. So on the real, this is sci-fi. From the ship, to the landscapes, to the backgrounds, to the makeup, which is, yo, they are putting some real work in on this makeup, to the CGI. This right here, besides the fact that we got to use CBS All Access, I've already dealt with it. I don't like it. You don't like it either, but let's just move on. But this is sci-fi. This is beautiful. This is Star Trek. I feel like we're right back home where we need to be. And, you know, you take these effects, all of this with the action, you know, how the war starts and ends. My question is, are you ready? And if you are ready, and if you are excited, are you gonna pay for CBS All Access? Because I'm not paying for CBS All Access. Next up, and last but not least, Marvel's Defenders is on the way. We get a fight for what was, I guess, Sigourney Weaver's, and what is now the Defenders. I mean, you got Daredevil, you got Luke Cage, you got Jessica Jones, and that's it. That's our team. Okay, all right, I'm gonna be fair. There's another guy on there, and that other guy's name is Iron Fist, which is weird because they're really trying to make this Iron Fist trailer. Like, every time we see him, he's like trying to talk sense into people. Look, dude, stop trying to make fetch happen. But let's move on. We have some unlikely allies in these four, but they have to come together and make this work. So much so that you see them having their individual issues with each other as they're fighting along to protect the city from Sigourney Weaver, most likely the Hand, and of course our returning Elektra, because they brought her back to life. And we even get to see that Elektra and Daredevil have their issues, Luke Cage, Jessica have their issues, and I'm pretty sure, you know, Iron Fist will have an issue with something. I mean, I know I have an issue with them, but that's a whole other thing. So we have bonds that are severed, that are, you know, broken over what's going on to control this city. And we even hear a lot of great monologuing from Sigourney Weaver's character about, you know, this is just a city, many cities fall, or this is just like another thing, this is what we do kind of situation. And when you juxtapose that between Iron Fist speaking to the rest of the team saying we belong together, it kind of makes you wonder where everybody's going to end up at this series. Like, I mean, of course, it's Marvel. The good guys are going to win. But what shape will they be in when they win? Or will they all win? I mean, it's not really ever guaranteed. But, of course, with that said, I'm interested to know. This is my question to you guys, because we saw it in the trailer. Do you think Madame Gao is with or against Sigourney Weaver? And regardless of what IMDb says or any of that stuff, what do you really think? Because you know Madame Gao don't play. And it looked like Sigourney Weaver's character don't play. But I'm from Madame Gao, all right? She's the boss. So anyway, before I bounce, holla at me, holla at you, because I want to know, where do you think Madame Gao is going to end up? She's my favorite villain of the whole Netflix series. And she's just dope. When she's on screen, like, she's really a commanding presence, even though she's like this little old lady. So, of course, we got to keep it moving on. You got to get to Yo Tuesday. Oh, excuse me. San Diego Comic-Con messed us up. So, Yo Wednesday. But anyway, you know what I have to do. ThatNERDSoul.com. That's right. You can check out all my videos right there, from the oldest, newest, latest, greatest, and all that. Then hit up shop.thatnerdsoul.com and pick yourself up a t-shirt, player. And don't forget one for the players. Then come back here, like, comment, subscribe, and share that Nerd Soul. That's right. There's no better way that I can show people that you like what you are watching. And shout outs go to LA, what up? VA, what up? RVA, you got my heart. And please be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and of course, don't burn down, take over, or demolish any cities. Peace.